Tiananmen Square protest, known in Chinese as the June 4th incident, were student-led demonstrations held in Tiananmen Square, Beijing, during 1989. Known as the Tiananmen Square Massacre, or in Chinese, June 4th Clearing or the June 4th Massacre. Troops armed with assault rifles and accompanied by tanks fired at the demonstrators and those trying to block the military's advance into Tiananmen Square. The protests started on 15th of April and were forcibly suppressed on the 4th of June when the government declared martial law and sent the People's Liberation Army to occupy parts of central Beijing. Estimates of death toll vary from several hundred to several thousand, with thousands more wounded. The popular national movement inspired by the Beijing protest is sometimes called the 89 Democracy Movement or the Tiananmen Square Incident. Protests were precipitated by the death of pro-reform Chinese Communist Party General Secretary Hu Yaobang in April 1989 amid the backdrop of rapid economic development and social change in post-Mao China, reflecting anxieties among the people and political elite about the country's future. Reforms in the 1980s had led to a nascent market economy that benefited some people but seriously disadvantaged others, and the one-party political system also faced a challenge to its legitimacy. Common grievances at the time included inflation, corruption, limited preparedness of graduates for the new economy, and restrictions on political participation. Although they were highly disorganized and their goals varied, the students called for greater accountability, constitutional process, democracy, freedom of the press, and freedom of speech. Workers' protests were generally focused on inflation and the erosion of welfare. These groups united around anti-corruption demands, adjusting economic policies, and protecting social security. At the height of the protests, about 1 million people assembled in the square. Protests developed. The authorities responded with both conciliatory and hardline tactics, exposing deep divisions within the party leadership. By May, a student-led hunger strike galvanized support around the country for the demonstrators, and the protests spread to some 400 cities. Among the CCP's top leadership, Premier Li Peng and party elders Li Xianyan and Wang Zhen called for divisive action and violent suppression of the protesters, and ultimately managed to win over paramount leader Deng Xiaoping and President Yang Shangkun on their side. On the 20th of May, the State Council declared martial law and mobilized as many as 300,000 troops to Beijing. The troops advanced in the central parts of Beijing on the city's major thoroughfares in the early morning hours of the 4th of June, killing both demonstrators and bystanders in the process. Military operations were under the overall command of General Yang Baibing, half-brother of President Yang Shangkun.